Next thing you need to do after you book your hotels is buy your rail passes if you're going to get them. I'm not going to go into detail about that right now because I have a video edited and ready to go, and it should be up by the end of the week, all about what you need to do to buy rail passes. Those are something that if you are going to be not staying in one city, going all over the place, you need to get a rail pass. They're expensive, but definitely worth it. Next thing you need to do is buy your tickets that you need to get ahead of time. Most tickets for things you can get when you're there, at the door or whatever. Certain things you need to get ahead of time. One of those would be the Ghibli Museum. We have a video about that. Please check it out. Another thing that you should probably get ahead of time, you can buy them on the day, but it's very risky, and also your options are going to be severely limited, is sumo tickets. We're going to see a sumo match, and I'm so excited. So, because I wanted to get fairly good seats, we got them ahead of time.
They're more expensive because you go through a third party, which charges you their fee.
Yeah. And it's what's it called? BuySumoTickets.com, right? I think so.
Yeah, but even the Ghibli tickets. So most tickets, if you buy them in advance, it's safe. You have them. At least you know you have them secured, but then you also pay the premium fee.
Yeah, it's peace of mind.
Not premium, but just an extra fee.
Another thing that you might want to get tickets for ahead of time, depending on how long your trip is going to be. If you're only going for a couple days, or a week even, there's this place called teamLab. They have teamLab Borderless and teamLab Planets. Borderless is in Odaiba, Planets is in Toyosu. It's a digital art museum. It's so freaking cool. They do like LED lights and displays, and they're interactive. They have this one place that's called the Crystal World, and it's strings of LEDs, and the floor is mirrored. It's like living in a Christmas tree without the leaves, or the needles, I guess. Those you probably shouldn't get on the day because you'll be waiting forever and you might not get in. You can get them like a day in advance, but if, like as I said, if you're going for like a couple days, you don't want to wait till you get there to get them, so you can get them online. Universal is another thing that you can get ahead of time. You can get them the day of, but they don't sell them at the door, like at the gates. You have to buy them online. We tried to get tickets for Mei and Satsuki's house. My favorite movie, My Neighbor Totoro. The two little girls in the movie, their names are Mei and Satsuki, and the house that they live in, they recreated like a life-size one in this park for the 2005 World Expo, and then just left it up because it's awesome. It's so detailed, it's like walking into a movie. It's so cool. So you can get the tickets, the same machine through Lawson convenience store that Ghibli Museum tickets for. But when we tried to do it, we kept getting booted out because I think maybe we need a Japanese phone number. We don't have a Japanese phone number. We could have put one of our hotels or whatever, but we just figured, from the time we arrive in Japan until the day we have planned to go there, we have a week, so we should be able to. I don't think they'll sell out. So the next thing I have written down is exchange your yen. Do you want to talk about that since you did that?
Well, the first and second time we did it, there wasn't an online option. You have to go into your bank. And then they sit there with your financial person and they're like, okay, how much do you need? And then if they don't have it at the site, they order it for you. And so it might take a week, it might take more, and then they call you and pick it up. But this time they had an online order, so you could order it, and some banks ship it to your house.
That's handy.
But the best rate in my bank that I deal with, you can just pick it up at a branch. So that's what I did. So just be careful to do it in advance.
Do some research.
Like some people go on trips like last minute, right?
Yeah.
If they get a cheap thing.
Yeah.
Cheap rate, but then you might not get enough money.
You can do
You can go to different places, I guess.
Yeah. You can go, like, there's like currency exchanges in the mall and stuff.
Or that, but they're more.
Their rates are not as good.
When I went to France, I just went to the ATM when I landed.
Yeah. You can do that, but your exchange rate is not going to be as good.
Yeah.
It's the best to buy it in your home country and take it there with you. When you arrive in Japan, if you need to get yen, you can use your debit or credit card and go to an ATM, but only certain ATMs take foreign cards. Some ATMs don't even take all Japanese cards, they only take some. So go to a 7-Eleven or a post office. Those ones will take pretty much any card that you need, but just be aware that you're paying that day's exchange rate plus whatever
Bank
premium kind of thing they put on it, and then you're going to be paying your bank's ATM fee plus the exchange rate fee plus the ATM's fee, but it's possible. You might think, well, I'll get a little bit here and then I'll get more once I get in Japan, and then you keep having to take more out, you keep having to take more out. Take more than you think you need, because you can always exchange it back one time
And
rather than doing it over and over and over again and paying the fees each time.
And that is a basic rule of travel. You always take more cash than you think that you're going to need.
Something that I'm so sick of hearing, but everybody says, is Japan is a cash-based society. The point that they're making is true, but I just hate those words, cash-based society. It's annoying. Like, why don't you just say a country that really likes to use cash? When people say credit cards are not accepted in Japan, that is a flat-out lie. Credit cards are accepted in Japan, but a lot of places are cash only. So smaller restaurants, street food for sure, temples and shrines, a lot of places that take submission. What else would only be cash?
A lot of the
Some of it's
ramen
surprising.
vending machines.
Yeah, like when you go out for ramen, you have to order. You don't order with a waitress, you order with a machine.
It spits out a ticket.
Fantastic.
A lot of those don't. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see 4 years later how much they advance.
And also because the Olympics are going, they're trying to like be more credit card friendly. Or if you're in Tokyo, you're going to be finding more places that will take cash. But if you're going out to like, we're going up in the mountains, nobody's going to take credit cards. Like we have to pay for our hotel and like everything with cash. We actually have like little envelopes with like what we have to pay the hotel already sealed up and ready to go.
That's smart.
Something you're going to want to take is a coin purse. Or buy one there. I bought this one there the first trip. Look how cute it is.
It's a fuzzy little coin purse.
It's Lakuma. He's adorable. But this holds a lot of coins, and you are going to have a lot of coins. I talked about the 5 yen coins having the hole in the middle. Keep those ones, because when you go to temples and shrines, that's the amount that you use for a prayer. They don't use 1 or 10 or whatever. It's 5, because 5 yen in Japanese is goen, which is considered lucky. Just a little tip, before you leave, get rid of as much as coins as you can, because banks won't take coins back, but they will take bills. Some places you're going to want to use your credit card. If you use over $100 at, where is it, Yodobashi camera?
I think it's $50.
Oh, only 50? Anyway, a certain amount, and you use that on your Visa card, they'll give you a discount.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah, I don't know about that. I thought you were talking about duty free.
No, that's something else.
Okay.
At certain stores, mostly the big electronic stores. The electronic stores that are like 11 floors tall. Huge. If you spend a certain amount and you pay with your credit card, you get an additional, I think it's like 15% off. But what he was saying was when you spend over $50, this isn't just at certain stores, this is almost everywhere.
Well, yeah, they'll have a sign that says duty free.
You get
You have to show your
tax
passport.
back if you're not a Japanese citizen. Tax at the moment is 8%. As of October 1st, it's going up to 10. They will actually staple those receipts into your passport, and then when you're leaving, they have to check all that stuff again. The next thing you need to do is book either pocket Wi-Fi or a SIM card. You don't want to be without your phone when you're in Japan. It's really helpful. You can use public Wi-Fi. Places like Starbucks, convenience stores, random places will have free Wi-Fi, but connection is not great. You'll be booted in and out, and it'll be really slow. You can buy or rent a SIM card at the airport that you can use and just use data. Or, in our opinion, the best thing to do is get a pocket Wi-Fi, which is about like the same size as the phone, maybe a little thicker, and it's like a router that you just walk around with. The good thing is, like if you buy a SIM card, you have to get one each, right? Pocket Wi-Fi, you can use 10 devices on it.
Also, SIM card might not work, because I just realized
our phones
the
are
other
locked.
day that if you have a phone that's not unlocked, then you can't buy a SIM card.
Yeah, you can't switch it.
Like we can only use Rogers SIM cards on our phones. Here is some information about some pocket Wi-Fi. We went with iVideo is the name of the company. Then when I went to the Japan Festival, I got this brochure for Ninja Wi-Fi. It's another popular one.
What are the rates typically like for those?
It varies. There's
Like
can be
it's
some
something.
expensive ones.
The back of that one says 720 yen per day, but they have like different packages you can get.
And then what does the unit itself cost you?
it's part of that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the quick thing about this is you can pick it up at either the airport or at a convenience store
Yes.
that you choose to go to, and then they send you, the package is there for you, and you have a mailer. So whenever you want to put it back, if you rent it for a month or a week or 2 months, you just put it back in the mail.
And it's a prepaid envelope, like you don't have to do anything, you just throw it in the envelope and you stick it in the mailbox. I thought that iVideo was going to be more convenient to pick up, because they're like, oh, you can pick it up in the airport. Apparently it's not actually in the airport. You actually have to take the train somewhere. It's like 10 minutes. Ninja Wi-Fi, however, is in the airport.
But there's there's so many companies that have it.
And it worked out actually that we are picking it up at the station closest to our first hotel. So, like we have to go there anyway. We're getting out of the station and the convenience store is right there.
So for 2 months we got pretty much unlimited, and it's about 100 Canadian dollars for 2 months.
Is that bad?
It's not bad.
One thing to keep in mind, some Airbnbs that you book will give you a pocket Wi-Fi to take around with you. So look into that. If you're staying for like a week and you're staying at one Airbnb and they're giving you pocket Wi-Fi, then why would you get another one?
Personally,
awesome.
myself, I wouldn't need it. Like for our first couple trips, we didn't do this, but
We were only going for a short amount of time, and the way that technology is now, like, it's really hard to get around. Plus, also, we were only in Tokyo.
yeah.
You could just look at a map ahead of time. And Google Maps has gotten so much better so that you could be like, I'm right here. I need to, drop a pin here. I need to get here. And it'll tell you exactly how to get there.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll report back. Because iVideo, the one we went with, the reason we went with it is because, people like are sponsored on YouTube. They'll be like, join Skillshare or like whatever. This video is not sponsored by Skillshare. So many YouTubers living in Japan are sponsored by iVideo or partnered with them, I guess. I don't know what they get for it, but they're like, okay, so this video is brought to you by iVideo. Here, use this discount code or blah, blah, blah. So we got a discount.
Oh, yeah.
So the next thing you should do is, if you can, learn a few phrases in Japanese. We have a video to help you out with that. Check out Japan Without Japanese on YouTube and look for the top 5 travel phrases. Another thing you want to do is load up your phone with some apps. For example, the Japan Official Travel app. So this is put out by, I think, JNTO.
Yep.
Yeah, which is similar to JTB, which we've been talking about for a long time. JNTO is the Japan National Tourism Organization. So there's an app that they have.
It's good because it has an offline travel guide as well.
Yeah.
Offline and online.
In case you go up into the mountains and have no service
Yeah.
with your iVideo
This
Wi-Fi.
is just flyers that we got at the Japan Festival. Another app is called Free Translator app, and we tested this out.
It's pretty good.
Do you want to try it right now?
No,
Oh,
my phone's doing it.
you're doing things.
It's better than Google Translate apparently.
Yeah, way better.
For Japanese phrases in particular.
You speak into it in English and it'll say it in Japanese, or someone speaks into it in Japanese and it'll translate it back to English for you. It's really cool.
It's awesome.
We have some toys that, like, when you squeeze them, they say Japanese things, so we wanted to test it out. The microphone couldn't really pick it up, but some of them were actually accurate. It
And
was
I think
hilarious.
he's saying that as well. There's different, like if you use Google Translate or other general translating apps, that the Japanese person that will hear the audio might not be able, because the computer or whatever that's saying it, they may not be able to understand it. Whereas this app actually sounds like a Japanese person.
Oh, like Google Translate is very robotic.
Yeah.
You can use Google Translate if you don't have those apps and you need to use them.
They're
But
free.
my advice with Google Translate is don't do a whole sentence. They're going to garble it and it's not going to be understandable at all. Use one word at a time. So the next thing is something called omiyage, and those are souvenirs. If you're a Japanese person, say you work in an office and you go on a business trip far, far away, and you come back, you should be bringing back with you for your family and friends and your coworkers something from that place. When you move to Japan, or even in our case, if you're visiting, you should bring something from your country that you can give to people. You're like, hi, I'm from Canada. Here's something we got for you. We're from Canada. We got some maple candies.
2010, wasn't it? Where we brought some little
2010 was the
Olympics, Vancouver
Olympics. So when we
bought
went, we took like little Vancouver Olympic keychains and gave them
keychain
to people.
stuffies, and then people loved that.
So the people you might be giving these to would be your Airbnb hosts. Like if you're staying at like a homestay type of thing, like we'll give them to the people that were staying at that farmhouse. Next thing you need to do after all of that is pack. Get ready to go. Things that you're going to want to pack from here that are not available in Japan. One thing is certain cold medications. They do have cold medications in Japan, but they are very weak.
Plus, you don't want to be translating the package.
Exactly. If you go into a pharmacy, you don't read Japanese, you don't speak Japanese, how are you going to ask the pharmacist, like, you don't know what cold medication looks like. Unless there's a picture of a kid with, like, a drippy nose, you might be getting the wrong thing.
But then that's
That
the
could
one
mean
for
anything.
kids. So.
Yeah. I just heard a story last week of someone who was looking for toothpaste and went into a place and looked. That's what somebody said. No, it was denture. Like polydent, basically.
Well, at least it was made
For
the mouth.
Yeah, that could have gone horribly, horribly wrong. When you go to a
Instead of
foreign
an
country
off-guard.
and you don't read what the labels say, it's really easy to mess up. Another thing you should bring is deodorant. Like they'll have deodorant, like a perfumey kind of thing, but no antiperspirant. Antiperspirant's not a thing.
Also for your comfort, right? If you like the things you like, you might not
Yeah.
find it in another country.
If you're particular about things, certain brands, if you have sensitive skin and you use a certain face wash, like any of those things that you need, bring those things with you. Here are my tips of what you should bring with you. First thing, you need to bring a power bank. So this is just a charging stick that you can plug your phone into, recharge it at night. I think this gives you 2 full charges. So this is a smaller one, so it fits in your pocket. And actually, a lot of the time when my battery is dying, I will just hold it with my phone. Like, you know, I'm taking pictures, I'm holding it, whatever, or just like let it dangle. One of these, if you're staying in a hotel, you might only have 1 plug. So now you have 4, plus 4 USBs here too. So I picked this up on Amazon. This is like $25.
Just don't burn out the outlet.
Yeah.
Or burn down.
Yeah, don't burn down your Airbnb. They won't like that. You'll get a bad review.
You need a
Oh, do we have
Yes.
a whole,
Next thing,
Step
look
ahead.
at both of them like, wait,
Oh,
wait,
okay.
wait. Canadian and American plugs use the 2-prong plug, which is the same as what they use in Japan.
Oh.
However, we also have, bigger electronics, we have the grounding plug. They don't have that there.
very rare.
So, hotels will have it, like,
Maybe 1 plug in the whole place.
our last trip, all our hotels had a grounding port plug except one, and it was the day that the computer was dead, and I couldn't recharge anything, and I was
one day
so
you
upset.
really needed
I
it.
really needed
But even
it.
if-
Just bringing an adapter with you. If you're from Australia, you definitely need one of these because Australia uses the 2 wider.
Oh,
Prongs?
Australia doesn't have the.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the UK uses. This is like a universal adapter, so this will work anywhere in the world, this particular one. But you can get ones that are just for certain countries, and 2 USBs in the bottom. The only thing I think we have to plug in that has this is this thing and our laptop. Everything else is just 2-pronged, so we're good. Last but not least,
A turtle with a beak.
a hard drive.
Oh.
People suggest bringing more memory cards. I don't know what kind of pictures and videos you guys take, but I take thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. 1 memory card will be filled up in a day. So this is 3 terabytes. I hope this is going to be enough.
Terabytes?
Yeah. I know, right? They're
That's
so
so
little now.
small.
I just put a sticker on here because I actually have 2 of these and I want to be able to tell the difference between them. The sticker I bought last time in Japan. It's cute. It's a little kappa. Remember? Kappa?
Oh, it's a cup.
The next thing that I suggest you bring with you, Japanese people will all have this. This particular size towel, in Japanese this is called a
Oh, is it a flag?
tenugui.
Oh.
No, this is just a design. This one says moe. The reason why you need to take one of these, or just one of these if you want. Actually, a kid gave this to me in Hong Kong as a parting gift. It's really cute. Japanese public washrooms a lot of the time won't have paper towel or hand dryers. You'll be on your own. This is why, because everybody carries these. Oh, this is also good for when you go to a shrine and you have to do the water purification thing, wash your hands beforehand. You could do the pants. It's going to be winter when we're there. I don't want to do the pants. I'll have my tenebui. Another thing you might want to put in your bag as you're going around is a pair of socks. If you are going to, say you're there in the summertime and you're wearing flip-flops or whatever, you have to take off your shoes when you go to certain places. Please, 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 please do not wear bare feet around in temples. That's disgusting. Your feet are gross. You have been wearing them in flip-flops, which means, street dust is getting onto the bottom of your feet. Your feet are not clean. Please put on a pair of socks.
I'm still thinking about how you wear your feet because they're attached.
She's so difficult. I don't even remember what I said now. Okay.
You said don't wear bare feet.
Did I? Oh, I don't even know how to fix it at this point. Don't go barefoot. One thing you're going to want to pack is shoes that are easy to take on and off. I'm sure most people know this about Japanese people, right? That you take off your shoes inside a Japanese home. That's not new information.
I don't think so. I knew that.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody knows that. That's not the only place you're going to be taking off your shoes. Temples I mentioned. Some restaurants, I've seen a library where you have to take off your shoes. You will be taking on and off your shoes all the time. So wear some slip-ons, something Velcro even if you need. Don't be that person who has to sit and take up room at the door, unlacing. That's a pain.
So I should not wear my knee-high combat boots.
Unless you want to waste your valuable touristing time putting your shoes on and off. Also, just a note, maybe don't bring your holy, old, smelly socks. Wear some cute socks. That's just a tip. Wear whatever socks you want, but you're going to be showing off your socks to people. They really like marijuana motifs too. I'm not sure that they know that it's actually marijuana. I think they maybe think that it's some sort of sacred leaf. Who knows, but it's really popular.
I mean, it could be considered a sacred leaf.
Don't pack that. Drugs are 100% illegal in Japan. You will be deported and never allowed back in the country.
You mean my heart skipped?
Yeah.
Do not.
Oh
no, I crossed the line.
If someone's like, you can get away with it, it's fine. Don't do it. No drugs. At all. You're going to want to pack as lightly as possible. We went both times with one suitcase each and came back with two. We bought new suitcases while we were there.
Duty free.
Yeah, we bought pretty good suitcases pretty cheaply. And filled them with stuffies and clothes and blah 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 blah. We actually don't buy a lot of clothes because I'm a little chubby. I don't fit Japanese styles and stuff. But if you're smaller and you're into fashion, Japanese fashion's great. Another thing you're going to want to do before you go is call up your credit card company or your bank and say, hey, I'm going to Japan for blah 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 blah. Don't stop my transactions. You don't want to be declined, because your credit card company thinks it's fraud.
You know what my one credit card company said? It's Visa. They're a really big company, obviously. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, we don't do travel things anymore. If you get travel alerts, they text you if you're part of that. If there's a transaction that's in question, they'll text you and you can they'll say respond if this isn't you. That's how they do it, but I was like, oh, I won't have access to the text, right? When I'm there, we'll have the Wi-Fi.
The data will be off.
So he goes, okay. He goes, I'll just make a note of it. But then he goes, but just make sure that you just leave a trail of breadcrumbs. That's exactly what he said. So just make a purchase at the airport, and then make a purchase at so we know that you're traveling.
You can see
to where you're traveling to. Yeah, it's like
the physical
that's
movement.
Weird, but sure.
Very strange. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you don't need to call your credit card company.
Will they look? Will one of them look at that closely? So MasterCard was okay. They were like, okay, we'll put it in. So they still do that, but Visa. So.
Next thing you want to do is get on that airplane and fly your way over to Japan. Here's something that shocked me my very first time to Japan. I don't know why I didn't think of this. We got on the plane at 3 o'clock p.m. It was 3 o'clock p.m. the entire time. Because as we were going west, the world was turning east, and it was like we were hitting time zones.
Basically hovering, really, and the world just turns underneath you? You're not actually flying anywhere, you just hover as the world turns.
That's what it feels like. But it's funny because they simulate nighttime. So at around like 8 o'clock, and they're like, okay, everybody shut
Lights
your
out.
blinds.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what time is it? When I woke up, and I went to go open up the thing, thinking that the height of the sun would let me know, but no, it was midday. And the flight attendant was like, shut your blinds! And I was like, oh,
geez.
sorry. Because she's like, people are sleeping.
Okay, not you, clearly. Maybe you need to be.
Should be.
Somebody needs a nap.
Yeah, bring a face mask.
Jeez.
Even though they do make it dark during nighttime, people, such as myself, will open those blinds periodically. People will turn on the reading lights. Yeah. So with the whole thing, the time zone thing, I'll just note, it's like time travel. It blows my mind sometimes, and I like have to like, I'm like, it hurts my brain, I have to stop thinking about it. Okay, we're leaving this time at 1:40 p.m. We arrive in Tokyo the next day at 3:40 p.m. So technically it's 26 hours later, but it's only a 14-hour flight. Weird. But then, the weirdest part is we leave 6 o'clock p.m. some December day, and we arrive back in Toronto at 4 p.m., 2 hours earlier the same day. So we have actually gained 2 hours. Like, it's like we went back in time. It's
So when you
weird.
land, I need to call you up to be like, what
happened?
Yeah.
One other thing to note, it has nothing to do with time travel or the plane or anything, but just to be aware, we do daylight savings. Japan
They
does
don't.
not. So sometimes they're 12 hours ahead, sometimes 13. Keep that in mind. Last time we went, I was like, oh, we got lots of time. We'll go do some, we'll arrive at like 7 o'clock and we still have like a good 2 hours.
No.
Thinking things closed at 9. But no, it was actually 8 o'clock when we got there. And actually, things don't close at 9. They close at 8. They have really random
Literally
opening hours there. The last thing you need to do is think about what you're going to do when you arrive. Things you want to do is that Wi-Fi that you booked or your SIM card, go pick that up. If you're getting a JR pass, in both airports there are ticket offices. You can just turn it in right there. The IC cards for the trains, you can buy a Suica card. That's like a paid fare card, but so much cooler because you can also use them in vending machines and convenience stores and like lots of things. Then you're going to want to leave the airport, get into Tokyo or wherever you're going. Two options that you have are Narita Airport and Haneda Airport. Narita used to be the only option until I think 2011 because Haneda used to be domestic flights only. They built an international terminal. If you can, go to Haneda because Haneda is 15 minutes on the monorail to get to downtown Tokyo. Narita is actually not even in Tokyo. It's in the neighboring prefecture called Chiba. It will take you 45 minutes to an hour to even breach Tokyo. If you're taking the monorail, it's only 490 yen to get from the International Terminal Station to Hamamatsucho Station. And Hamamatsucho is a station on the Yamanote line, which is the main loop running around central Tokyo. So you're golden. If you're starting your JR pass immediately, like having it for that day, you can use your JR pass on the monorail. Otherwise, if you're coming from Narita, you can take the NEX, the Narita Express, or you can take the Skyliner train. Both are around 3,000 yen, so $30. So quite a difference in time and price. If you have big bulky luggage, you can use a service called Takubin, which you go to like a courier counter and they can say, please drop my luggage off at my hotel. You don't have to carry it with you because taking your luggage on the train is a pain in the butt. The monorail from Haneda is not that bad. They actually have like a little stand for luggages, but space is limited. One thing to note is if you drop off your luggage by 10 a.m. with a Takubin service, you can get it that day, but anything beyond that, you won't be getting it until the next day. So take out what you need for the night, put it in your backpack, and whatever. And there's a charge for that, obviously. I think it's like $10 per bag. Something like that. We're not doing it, so can't tell you exactly. That's basically it, guys. that's all you need to know to plan your trip to Japan, and it only took 3.5 hours. So someone who's never been to Japan before, do you have any questions, or do you feel well prepared?
I think I feel pretty prepared.
If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, send us a message, whatever. Subscribe to our channel so we don't have to do this on Instagram again. We're probably going to end up doing a Facebook page, because to do lives and stuff, just to keep up to date with our family, it's going to be easier. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to Ames's podcast.
Domo arigato!
If you like ghost stuff, check out My Favorite Haunting. She's not Canadian, it doesn't have a U in it.
No. Well, haunting has a U.
Haunting has a U. Favorite
does not have a U.
Not have a U. You were so confused there for a second.
It's spelled the lazy American way.
Give us all your links.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, the website's horribly out of date, but myfavoritehaunting.com. We're on Facebook. Our page is just My Favorite Haunting, and we have a Facebook group, My Favorite Haunted Group, the home of the paranormies. Instagram and Twitter are My Fave Haunting, and I'm missing one. On Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yeah, the actual podcast. Right.
My Favorite Haunting.
And Japan Without Japanese. Obviously, you're here on Instagram. We are Japan Without Japanese. We are also on YouTube, Japan Without Japanese. You might have to scroll down a little bit to find us since we're a little bit more popular. We are on Twitter, Japan Without. We are also on Pinterest and Facebook coming soon, I guess. Thanks, guys. Let's have you guys.
See you next time.
Bye.